Yeah, hello class. This is going to be a tutorial to guide you to take part in the practical IA. Okay, so let's jump straight to it. I've already shared a link with you on WhatsApp. So this is the link to the Google form. So you are going to open this link. Yeah, so this takes you to the practical IA page. Yeah, and then you should first of all sign in with your UPSA email account. So whatever device you are using, make sure your UPSA account is the one that is signed in. Okay, if not, you will not be given permission to access the practical IA page. All right, so once you are done with your signing in, um, let's read these instructions. So use this link to access questions for practical IA. There are two files: a PDF file containing IA questions and a TXT file containing executable MySQL code. Download both files and read the instructions and questions on the PDF file. Click here to access the questions. So you click on this link to access the questions. So after you've accessed the questions and you've answered them and prepared your answers, if you are to submit, yeah, that is when the remainder of the instructions come in. So note, you are to use this same form to upload and submit your answer sheet. Click the next button below to move to the next page when you are ready to submit your answer sheet. So after you are ready, you come back here, open the link, hit next, and then you make your submission, upload your file and submit. But now we are going to look at the questions. Okay, so let's hit this link to take us to the files. So there are two files as of now, but after I've made the video, I'll add this video to the files. Yeah, so there'll be three files there: a TXT file, a PDF file, and an MP 4 file. So there'll be four files here. Yeah, or I may even just add a link. Okay, yeah, I may add a link to the PDF file, yeah, to the link to the video. So yeah, whichever one you should be looking out for that. So once you open the files, you should watch the video first, yeah, and then um and then you download these files. So you download them here, and then you download the PDF file right here. So I've already downloaded them and I've saved them on my desktop as practical IA. Yeah, so this is the folder I've opened. So I have the practical IA questions here. So open the questions first. Okay, so this is the questions. So the IA has three parts. So part one is database design. So here I've given you a case where you have to read and design a database using ER diagram. So these are the requirements for the design, and this is question one. Yeah, so you read the case study, look at all the requirements, and then answer question one. So you answer question one, that is A to E. Yeah, remember in the instructions, you are answering all questions in all parts. There are three parts. Now let's get to part two. Yeah, so part two, we have database implementation. So after you design the database from question one, yeah, you implement the database in question two. So here you go to MySQL workbench, and then you transfer the design, the ER diagram. You transfer it to into tables, and then create a database. Yeah, so the question is asking you to create a schema, activate the schema, then you create the tables, and then you add your comments. Okay, so that is based on the ER diagram you designed from question one. So it means if you don't answer question one, you cannot answer question two. Okay, question two is building on from question one. All right, Then we will go to what part 3 that has to do with what the database application. So here you are trying to what apply. Yeah, so with the application, this is where you use the txt file. Yeah, so yeah, this is where you use the txt file. And even before I go to that, let me just give further guidelines on what question 2. Yeah, so question 2, yeah, once you go to the workbench to design it, you copy the code, and then you also what reverse engineer the code, and then copy the schema, and then you paste it on word sheet, okay, and then later you save it as PDF and submit it. That will be your answer sheet. So now let's go to what part 3, database application. So I have what attached a txt file called what xyz Yeah, so it's an executable SQL script containing workers information at XYZ Company Limited. Execute the script on MySQL workbench and use it to answer the following questions. So I'm going to demonstrate answering what question 1. Question 1 is a bit tricky, so I'll demonstrate that, but you have to answer it as well. Okay. So let's copy what question 1, and then we'll go to what Word. So I have Word open here, so I'll just put it here. So you bring your solution below. So this is the question, then below you provide your solution. Okay. Yeah, so to answer question 1, let's get to my SQL workbench. Okay, so we are going to create a connection for the practical IA. So let's create a connection for that. Okay, so we are just going to call this connection what practical IA. Right, so this is fine. Let's hit OK. So now we have our practical IA connection. Let's enter the connection. All right, so now we've opened what the practical IA connection. So let me just get this off here. Okay, so let me just open a new script. Okay, so I've opened a new script, and we are going to copy what the XYZ file. You either copy it and paste it here, or if you like, you can open it from what this particular button here. So let's open. Then you go to wherever you have saved your XYZ file. So I have saved it on desktop. So let me just go straight to desktop, and then practical IA on the desktop. So let's open that. Okay, so desktop practical IA, you can see the file is empty because we need to show all files. Okay, just come here, show all files. But if you're having an issue with that, just open the txt file, copy and paste. Okay, so you just open from here. All right, so this is it. This is the code. All right. Yeah, so this is the code. Yeah. So this code contains what? Yeah. This code contains both what data and what the table. So you can see create table worker. We are creating a table for worker, and then you insert the data. So this is how to insert the data for the worker. So I will not go through that so much. So insert into worker, then you declare the field names and then the values. Okay, yeah, so we know how to do that already. Then you go to what create table bonus, and then you insert the data for the bonuses table, and then you go to create table title, and you insert what the data for the title. So this is what data, and then what yeah, the tables, all what in one script. So you don't have to do anything else, you just have to execute the entire script. So I'll do that using the first execution button here. So you should just wait, and then the entire script will be what executed. So you can see the execution is successful, there are no errors there. All right, so that's okay. So right now we are to what answer question 3a. I'm going to demonstrate that to you. So this is the question, and they're asking us to what replace any of the workers the database with yourself. So you use your student ID to replace the worker ID, and your names to replace the worker name. Okay, yeah. So let's get back to the workbench. I'll demonstrate how to answer that question. So to do that, let's open a new script. Okay, so but before we answer that, we should know the database well. So first of all, show tables. Yeah, so let's show tables. Okay, so this is not part of what answering question 3a is, just to make you understand the database. So let's um execute it, and then the tables are shown there. We have the bonus table, the title table, and the worker table. Okay, yeah. And if you go to what yeah, the code, you can see that we have on delete cascade, but we don't have on update cascade. That is going to present a challenge, and I'll show you a way to go around that. Okay, so now we have seen our table, 3 tables. So let's also look at the data itself. So we can select all from what all the tables and see. So select all from what worker. Well, we are particularly interested in the worker table because of the question. So the question is asking us to go to the worker table and then make some updates. So this is the worker table, and these are the data you have there. So we want to update Kwame Asare to your name. Okay, so you put your name in place of Kwame Asare, and then your ID in place of worker ID 1. So that is the task at hand. And to do that, let's go to a separate script. Yeah. So here we have to update. So you already know how to do update. All right. So let's hit update. Let me zoom it out a bit. Okay, my PC is a bit slow. All right. So update worker. Okay. Then you set the worker ID. So remember, that is what we have to do. If you look at the question once more, you are to use your student ID and names in place of the worker ID and the worker names. So you are updating the worker ID and name with your name. Okay, so let's get back to the workbench, and then we are setting worker ID. But to do that, let's also look at the full names in the worker table. So you can see that worker ID is there, first name how it is spelled, last name how it is spelled here. Okay, so we have to maintain this consistency. So let's set worker ID. So there is an underscore worker ID equal to your student ID. So we are assuming that this is your student ID, maybe 501. Then we are setting your first name. So first name, sorry, equal to, so I'm going to put my name there. Okay, then we'll put the last name here. Okay, and then you can see we are running out of space, so I'll just turn off the navigator from here. So now we'll have more space. All right, so the last name is also equal to my last name. Okay, so I think it's double quotes. Maybe single quote might also work. So you can experiment that on your own. All right, so this is it, but we need to bring the condition. So the condition is that where yeah, so our condition is where worker ID equal to 1. If you look at the table once more, Kwame Asare, the worker ID is 1. So that is what we are replacing, okay? So we are replacing the details where the worker ID is equal to 1. So let's get back and do it. So where the worker ID, okay, so equal to 1, okay? So this should be right and it should have worked, but this will not work as we expect because we did not bring the on update cascade. There is no on update cascade here, so updating tables that are linked together will be an issue. Okay, so let's execute it and then we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to execute this. All right, so you can see that we have what an error there. So let me clear the output and then try it once more. So let's execute our updates. So you can see that we have an error. Cannot delete or update parent row. A foreign key constraint failed. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at the database design. So we'll go to database, reverse engineer. Yeah. So we're going to look at the links in the database. Okay, so let's select the connection. So the connection we are using is what? Practical IA connection. So let's hit next. Hit next. Select your what database. So that is the XYZ. So let's hit next. And then we'll hit next. And then we'll execute. All right, so let's hit next and hit finish. So this is it. We are going to drag the bird eye to really view our database. So this is the database we have created. So this is what the worker table connected to what? To the title table, and then the worker table is also connected to what? To the bonuses table. So and we don't have what on update cascade. So this is going to present some challenges to us. And as we have seen, there is a foreign key constraint that is saying that we cannot update the worker because of what the relation with bonuses and then title. Okay, so now let's get back to our question, and then to what to override this we can set what the foreign key check to 0. So let's set our foreign key check to 0. Set foreign key check. So set foreign key checks. So I don't know whether it's check or check. So let's just go for check to 0. And then after that we'll set it 1. Okay, when you set it to 0, you are removing the checks, foreign key checks, so that you can update the worker ID. And then we are what setting what the foreign key checks again. So okay, foreign key checks. So we are setting it 1. So this restores the check after we have what turn it off, just to be able to execute the updates. Okay, all right. So that is how to go around it. So now I'm going to just execute the entire script because we need to execute everything here. Okay, so this will update what our database for us. But before we go ahead with the update, let's look at it once more. So this is it. We are updating what Kwame Asare to what Nuruddin Mohammed, and then the worker ID we are changing it to what 800 and we are changing it to what we have here. So it's what 805,001. Okay, so that's the ID. Yeah, but even with this is going to work all right, but remember there are what constraints, that require us to what also update the bonuses, and then we'll also update the titles table. Okay, yeah, but I think this will do for your assignments. Yeah, so let's execute the entire script. Okay, so you can see now yeah, we've been able to update the table. So let's go and look at the table once more. So to look at the table, we'll select all from what students. Let's execute, sorry, workers. So let's execute it. So right now you can see that we have updated what ID1 to Nuruddin Muhammad. That was not there, and this is the ID here. So now we don't have any ID called ID1. Okay. All right. So this is it. So after you've done this, you should what? Take a snapshot of this. That is what I'm saying. Okay. So I'm going to just take a snapshot. So I'll use the snipping tool. So you can use that as well. All right, so I'm opening my snipping tool, and after that you should just what? Snapshot the output. Okay, you need to snapshot the output and paste it below the code. Okay, so this is it. So you just need only the outputs, and the output should capture where your name is. Okay, you need that. So I've done that. Okay, so this is the snapshot. Yeah, so I'll just what copy the snapshot to my Word. Yeah, so let me go to the Word, to the answer sheet. Yeah. Okay, I need to close this. It's covering. Okay. So this is the solution, the output. The solution you have to code. All right, so this is the snapshot that has been pasted. So now you have to go back to the workbench and copy the code you executed. So this is it. So this was the code I executed, and you paste it here. So at least this one you should all get it right. Just that you have to use your own names and then your own IDs and so on. So this is for what? Question 3A. Okay. Yeah. Then you go to question 3B. Okay. So go to what? Yeah. So question 3B. So that is just how to answer it. So now you copy the question, paste it. Answer it on the workbench, copy the code and paste, then you copy what? A snapshot of what the output and paste it below. Okay. All right. So this is it. And best of luck to you all. All right. And one more thing, please subscribe to the channel. Okay. Yeah, you subscribe to the channel. I'll appreciate that a lot. Okay. Yeah, best of luck to you all.